First off, I'd like to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to those elders and apostles out there from Great Millstone who teach and rule well. A lot of respect to you brothers out there on the highways and byways, preaching this truth around the four corners of the earth. And salutations to the hopeful elect that you guys may be sealed soon. And with that, this your brother Dawaba from the branch of GMS here in Chicago, coming right back at you with a little lesson. And as you see on my phone screen here, I got integrated preparedness. And the guy that you see is Steve Smith. He used to be in law enforcement. And he actually has a lot of, people that give him information, let's say like that. But in this particular video, he's talking about, the immigration, the immigrants, and he's using, to me, sort of code words. Even though he sounds smooth, he's saying a lot of things that could get a lot of people riled up. So I'm going to let y'all sit up here and listen to him. Like I said before, this is Integrated Preparedness. His title is Are You Ready for War? And I'm going to say use the Copyright Act of 1976. This is not for financial gain. This is only for educational and teaching purposes only. So with that, I'm going to let him play maybe about a minute or so of it. About a minute and maybe 20 seconds, 30 seconds. And then I'm going to get a few scriptures.
Our side don't realize, so we're not at war. We're simply in a war. The war is being formed against us. They're already attacking us, and all we're doing, for the most part, and I want to make very clear, this is not a call to rise up or do anything. This is a call to engage your mind, okay? And pretty much all our side doing is complaining. We see the enemy being brought in and lined up on the hill above us, and we complain about it. Well, they can't do that. They can't. And then we see the enemy giving a bunch of money and put up in nice hotels and giving free health care. You understand the metaphor. We're giving free health care and giving $150,000 towards buying a house if you live in California, and $25,000, all sorts of things. $25,000. The new evil leader, the hopeful on the other side, is promising all the enemies who are coming in, and they're not all enemies. Some people coming in, you get it. I don't have to get into detail on that stuff. $25,000 for the down payment and free health care and free this and free all. Well, all of this is simply supplying our enemy, and basically all we're doing is complaining about it. And to be honest, that's about all we can do. I mean, sad. Now let me back that up. That's not all we can do. That's all we can do on the surface. That's all we can do, to where everybody can see, right? Yeah.
So I'm going to leave it right there. Y'all heard what he said. He's sitting up here complaining about the immigrants. He's saying that they are enemies. He's saying, look at the money that they supplying. So if you listening to him, you can understand that this right here can get a lot of people riled up. And even though he's trying to say it all smoothly and calmly, guess what? Other people ain't going to take it that way. But we also know that these damn devils got a plan too. So with all the bullshit that they talk about, these guys are getting $25,000, $150,000. Brothers have bought this stuff up. Some of it might be true, but a lot of it is bullshit. If they getting all this money, you see them on the corners, you see them with their kids selling food on the corners. If they getting all this money, why they doing it? If they getting all this money, why they into other shit? Why they taking over apartment complexes like they trying to say and all this other bullshit? Because it's bullshit. And actually, with that being said, let me grab a few scriptures. And the first scripture I want to grab was, 2 Corinthians chapter 2. Y'all know where I'm going with this. This 2 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. We're not ignorant of these motherfucking devils saying anything and everything to get people riled up. Lying, putting bullshit out there so people, propaganda out there so people can get riled up. And all of a sudden here it is, they blaming these immigrants for taking all the money, taking all the jobs, when it's all bullshit, all lies that's being spreaded. Now, that's not to say some of these people ain't getting certain things, but we know the majority of them probably not. Point blank, period. And guess what? If you want to start a conflict, all you got to do is sit up here and lie and say that these guys are doing this, they're doing that, and guess what? You know, the masses ain't going to blame the government. They're going to blame these people like dumbasses. And now all of a sudden, guess what? You get a civil war started. You know? Which, you know what? Before I even get that, let me go to this too. Let me go to Psalms. You know, I was about to go there first, but let me go to Psalms first. Psalms 55, because listen to how that dude is talking. This Psalms 55 and 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war is in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. And you can't even, I mean, what he's saying, this would fit perfectly well, because he's sitting up here trying to sound smooth, trying to sit up here and say, well, this ain't a call to war. You know, we can't really do anything about it, but then we can do something about it, but then we can't do nothing about it. All that side talk, double talk. That's exactly what he's saying. And guess what? Like I said before, you're going to get people that's going to take these words and run with them. You know, yeah, these words sound smooth, man. It ain't, you know, some people over here, they're nice, they ain't this, but they're the enemy. Double talk. You know, fork tongue shit. You know, that's why this damn devil, a matter of fact, let's go to that real quick. Psalms 58 and 3. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. Their poison is like the poison of a serpent. They are like the deaf adder that stoppeth his ear. Poison like a serpent, man. Look at what he's spewing. He's spewing bullshit madness. First he'll sit up here and say, well, some of them are come over here, they're nice, but some of them over here, they're our enemy. You know, they sit up here. These are gonna be your new army. You know, and he's right on on a lot of extents. But guess what? He's stirring that pot. You know, when you speak like that, you'll say Psalms this, Psalms that, but you'll sit up here and say, well, they are enemy. These are gonna be your new army. You know, he's saying a whole bunch of things to get people riled up. That's what he's doing. You know. What brothers always sit up here and say, in order to tell a lie, you got to know the truth, you know. So this damn devil, yeah, even though he might sit up here and be stirring up his poison, speaking his bullshit ass doctrine, but he understands certain things too about, hey, these all these motherfuckers come over here, and it just ain't Venezuelans. They ain't talking about the Africans. They ain't talking about the Chinese. They ain't talking about the Russians that come over here. Guess who they speaking on? The Venezuelans. That's all they talking about, Jakes, because that's where they want to get riled up, to get that Jacob trouble started, and that's what he's talking about. You know, with that, let me sit up here and go to Jeremiah, chapter 30, and verse 6. Ask ye now and see whether a man doth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness. That's going to be fear. You know, that's going to be distress, because when Jacob trouble start, that's what you're going to get. A lot of fear and a lot of distress. A lot of men going to be out here afraid. You're going to have women out here that's going to be total afraid, kids. You know, that's the times that's coming. When you listen to a guy like that dude said on integrated preparedness, when you hear the words, yeah, he sounds smooth as hell, but guess what? That's stirring a pot. And if you stir that pot too much longer, guess what? You know, that boil and that heat and all that stuff, now it comes to a full cook. Guess what? Now you got motherfuckers ready to jump and pounce. Motherfuckers getting angry. Motherfuckers ready now. And that's what you're going to get. You know, this guy sitting up here, he really sitting up here with the pressure cooker. You know, boiling people up, getting them angry. And whether he believe it, you know, and I know, you know, guys like this sit up here and they sit up here and seem like they might sound like they all great and all, you know, smooth and not for this and not for that, but they not. These motherfucking Edomites see their country falling apart. They see their country sitting up here just being destroyed. They see everything failing. Gas prices, rent done went up, mortgage going up, taxes done going up, food went up. You know, they see them letting in all these immigrants and under the guise that they giving them all this money to do shit, and they getting angry. How long you think it's going to be before some of them start striking out? You know, talking about the Hell's Angels, talking about they coming for the Venezuelan army and all this. Talking how these motherfucking armies done took over here in Chicago. I mean, these Venezuelans done took over here in Chicago. Took apartment complexes, which is total bullshit. You know? That's not to say that they ain't doing something here and there. You know? But it ain't on the level that these guys are speaking on. You know? They trying to stir up the pot. They trying to get Jakes to go against Jakes. And then they trying to get the so-called white people to sit up here and get angry enough just to start doing what? Causing trouble. That Jacob's trouble. But this is Jeremiah 30 and 7. Alas, for that day is great, so that is none like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved up out of it. And that Jacob's trouble, so-called black, Latinos, and Native Americans, who's going to be the one saved up out of it? The elect. You know? The elect going to be saved up out of it. 2/3 of our people over here is going to be destroyed. The rebels around the world. But guess what? That elect, you know, the elect is going to be saved over here. And you're going to have the ones that scattered around the world also. But all the elect going to be gathered from the four winds. The four corners of the earth. East, west, north, and south. You know. But hey, that time is coming up, man. And you see a lot of people speaking up on it. Just like this guy right here. You know. That time is coming. A lot of people going to be unprepared with it. Matter of fact, I sit up here and mention that, like, I'm going to grab that real quick and then I'm going to skip to something else. This is Romans chapter 11 and verse, 7? It says, what then? Israel had not attained that which is seeking for, but the election hath obtained it, and the worst were blinded. According as it is written, Yahweh had given them the spirit of slumber, eyes that they should not see, and ears that they should not hear, unto this day. So yeah, the elect going to hear this truth. The elect is going to hear this truth and repent. You know, come back to Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua. You know, but 2/3 of our people are not. You know, they lust. They love Big Daddy Esau. And they're going to get destroyed with Big Daddy Esau, the so-called white man. But before all that happens, you're going to get that Jacob's trouble. And that time is coming. You know, that time is coming. I had one other scripture I want to sit up here and grab. I'm going to Ecclesiasticus. Second Esdras. You know, the second Esdras 15. And it says, second Esdras 15 and 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. For a sword in their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. In the course of their actions shall stand in the power. So that woe means destruction. You know, woe to the world, destruction to the world. And for sword and destruction, yeah, you're going to have a lot of people battling. What's the modern day sword? The gun. You're going to have a lot of people getting into it out here. That Jacob's trouble. That's a big part of it. It ain't just going to be Jakes against Jakes. It's going to be Jakes against everybody. Heathen against heathen. Egyptian against Egyptian. There's going to be a lot of turmoil out here during that Jacob's trouble. You know? Going to be a lot of destruction and chaos. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, for because of their pride the city shall be troubled, the house shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. That man shall desire to go into a city. There's going to be that martial law, them troops. You're going to have militia all around. You're going to have a whole bunch of things going on at that particular time. You know? And like I said before, it ain't just going to be them troops, man. You're going to have a lot of militia. You're going to have a lot of infighting. And that's what it's really going to be, a lot of infighting. Then they're going to bring in them troops. You know? Then that's when they're going to come with the troops, and they're going to come with that martial law, and they're going to come with that, come with the C hip, the M to the O to the T to the B. You know, so when all chaos break out, that Jacob's trouble break out, guess what they're going to come with next? Them troops. Hey, we got to get everything under control. We can do this, we can do that. Hey, we got the immigrants in here. Hey, how we going to sit up here and make sure everybody okay? Hey, take this, take that. Hey, if you put this, take this little metal piece and put it inside you. Hey, we can sit up here and control everything. You know, here, we offer you this, offer you that. Guess what? That's all that is to sit up here and they bring the chaos just so they can sit up here and bring the solution. You know, pressure from below, pressure from above. the Hegelian dialect, which brothers speak on quite often, you know. They're going to bring all these things, man, to usher in. And guess what? The main part of that is going to be Jacob's trouble, you know, causing chaos. This is 2 Esdras 15 and 19. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their good because of lack of bread and great tribulation. And that's going to be one of the main things that's going to be sitting up here happening. You know, motherfuckers ain't going to care about their neighbors, care about their friends, family. They ain't going to care about none of that shit. When you hungry, when you cold, when you need certain items and things, motherfuckers don't give a damn. They coming at you. You know, and that's what's going to happen. And it's going to happen on a great scale pretty soon. You know. But like I said, man, I was just listening to that integrated preparedness guy. And, you know, and like I said before, I've listened to him before. Made a few videos about some of the stuff he says. Actually made quite a few videos. Like I said before, he has a lot of information he brings out. And he says a lot of things that are, you know, that makes for a video. So with that, I'd like to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to those elders and apostles out there from Great Millstone who teach and rule well. A lot of respect to you brothers out there on the highways and byways, preaching this truth around the four corners of the earth. And salutations to the hopeful elect that you guys may be sealed sooner. With that, I always say stay prayed up, brothers. Pray for each other because we almost up out of here. So with that, I'd like to say Kwam Yasharella and Abba Ball. And Anya Habatham Akim. Shalom.